And there's my Blizzard. Blizzard's been gone for a couple months. Yeah. We had to make room for our little great horned owl, who's now left the nest, and Blizzard's back. And boy, is he happy to be back. He hasn't been handled in a while, so he's a little standoffish and kind of reverted. We'll see if I can get him to step up. What a dirty foot. Look at those fuzzy feet. We'll see if he steps up. Blizzard, come on. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Good boy. Good boy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Blizzards, or owls, are generally very clumsy birds. But he is such a good boy. Oops. And it might look painful or whatever, but it doesn't hurt at all. He's not at all squeezing or anything. And his nails have been clipped, and so they're blunted. But he's not at all squeezing or doing anything bad. If he was wild, I wouldn't be doing this. This would be gloved. Well, if it was wild, he wouldn't step up in the first place, but Blizzard's a good boy. Yes, he is. Just wanted to point out a little thing about snowy owls. I see a lot of comments about she and he, and just would like to show or tell how you can differentiate a male from a female. Snowy owls are born spotted, and if you can see some of these spots that he has down here, and even some on the back, those would be everywhere, all over. And for males, males will retain some of their spots. There are times when you'll see them without spots at all. Primarily they do retain some of their spots. Over time, the males will lose theirs. Not just on the chest, but they will kind of lose them everywhere. Females may lose some, but generally not very many. They will remain spotty like this throughout their lives. That's one way you can tell. Now you could DNA test them also if you didn't know how to sex them by sight. Look at him. Looks cross-eyed, doesn't he? Poor guy. No bad comments. You could feather sex them, which you would take a couple of decent sized feathers, usually 2-inch in length, and you send them in, they would have them DNA sex them. You wait a couple weeks and you get your results in the mail, and yes, Blizzard is a male. The other thing is, you can wait around and see how they act during mating season. Blizzard doesn't nest, or doesn't have the urge to nest. Blizzard has never laid an egg. So it's just things like that. He's cool looking though, isn't he? I've seen these guys in the wild. I've gone up to Boundary Bay in Canada and have seen these guys in action and in real life, and it is very cool to see. If you ever get a chance, go to Boundary Bay. It's just outside of Vancouver-ish. It's about a 4-hour drive for me from where I live. And it seems, I've noticed that as soon as you cross the border, on the US side, you can see red-tailed hawks everywhere. Their red-tailed hawks are in the trees, they're on the light poles, they're on the wires, they're everywhere. And as soon as you cross the border into the Canuck side, they turn into eagles. There's so many eagles over there. It's unbelievable. I have so many still pictures of eagles, and someday I'll convert. It's on 35mm. I'll have to convert that to digital and post some of those. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, eagles everywhere. That's a really cool thing to see. But Blizzard, he's a special boy. As you can see, he still retains some of his spots. Some people will say, well, he's a female. See, he's got spots. Well, that's not necessarily true. Unless it's a genetic mutation, you won't see a female that's white like this. Or at least I haven't. Somebody might prove me wrong and say different. Here, I'd like to clarify just a couple things if I could. When I say my boy or Blizzard's my boy or something, anything to that nature, he's not actually my property. It's the same as if you were to say, that's my song on the radio. Well, it's not necessarily your song. You didn't write it, you don't own it, but you take that song as to be your whatever. So that's what I mean by my Blizzard, my owl. He is actually the property of the wildlife center that I work at. And I take ownership of him while I'm here. Now, I don't mean that in the sense that I own him, but I take care of him, I handle him, and I work with him. And the other thing is, I see a lot of comments from groups stating that, insinuating that I might be a bad person. He should be released, or any animals should be released. I want to reiterate that this is a wildlife center, and Blizzard's story is such. Well, I'll go into it again. I've mentioned it before, but he was brought to us after being attacked by a falcon in Seattle. He was flying around a falcon's nest, and evidently Mama Falcon didn't like that, and she attacked him. And in doing so, he lost, as you can see, his eye got taloned, and he had a severe bone infection in his right wing. As a result of that infection, he lost the tip of it, which rendered him flightless. And not only flightless, but he is also almost nearly blind in his right eye. So to release him into the wild would be basically a death sentence, and he would expire probably, most likely, within a week. He can't fly. It would most likely be food for something else. So he's perfectly happy here. He's not abused. He gets handled and treated well. So if you think he should be released, then, well, you might want to think again. Because he's a perfectly healthy animal otherwise, other than the fact that he's blind and flightless. This is my boy. This is Blizzard. He's not a pet. He's a rescue. This is a rescue facility. And he's part of our educational team. As you can imagine, kids love him. And no, I'm not being a fool. Blizzard's very gentle. He doesn't hurt. Now when we go to do medicals, yeah, I have to wear a glove because he knows when it's medical time and he hates shots. So yeah, I have to wear a glove. So there we go.